Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York. Serving the entire New York, New Jersey, Connecticut tri state area. They are Long Island's largest rock salt source. And they also have all the great snow and ice melt products, new snow blowers, shovels, scrapers, and any other supplies that you might need to get you through this winter. 631-756-1125. Nowhere can you find better prices. OmniTrueValue.com is the website. Well, we've got our storm system underway. What's happening right now is that the lead precipitation is coming in with the air that we had from the last couple of days, and we're waiting for the secondary to develop. And once that happens, it's going to shut the warm air off. Now, it makes no difference for the coast because we've got rain happening along coastal areas. But the inland areas where we see these winter storm warnings in particular, that's where we're going to have issues with potentially some heavy wet snow along with some sleet and some freezing rain. So that's what's happening there now in a lot of these areas here in Pennsylvania. We'll see that change over to heavy wet snow in time. We had winter weather advisories up earlier in much of southeast and south central Pennsylvania into southwest Jersey and also into the northwestern counties of New Jersey. The situation right now, as we just take a quick look, is that the southwest Jersey and southeastern Pennsylvania winter weather advisories are now done because temperatures there are above freezing, but they still remain up in south central PA. We still have ice storm warnings up in northwestern Virginia, and those winter storm warnings go all the way up now into Maine. And this is what we're going to wind up snow-wise. The Catskills, the Adirondacks, much of northern New York getting probably a foot plus of heavy wet snow. There's a gap in between those mountains and the mountains in Vermont and in the Berkshires. So in the valley areas, the amounts go down, and then in the mountain areas, the amounts go up. And this is what happens when you have warm air that's in a situation like this. Warm air tends to flood up the low levels all the way up the Hudson Valley. It is a sizable snowstorm for inland spots. For the areas that are mostly rain, we're talking about 1.5 to maybe 2.5 inches of rain in some places. The heavier amounts will probably be more to the south, but still, it's going to be a widespread heavy rainfall here. And since this is the only event on the map, we can look at the 7-day totals here from WPC, the Weather Prediction Center, and you see they have anywhere from 3/4 of an inch. There we go. I'm sorry. Here we go. 3/4 of an inch to as much as 1.5 inches, 1.75 inches, and even in some of the mountains in Adirondacks there, showing 2 to 2.5 inches of liquid, and that's going to be heavy wet snow. We do have some severe weather going on this at the moment, starting to fire up in Florida, in central Florida. That's where the cold front is. There's another squall line that's developing in southeastern Georgia, right along the coast, and in South Carolina, that is swinging to the east. And as we move northward, there's that arm of precipitation that is lifting up. It's kind of struggling because of the colder, drier air that's up in New England and the big blocking high that is holding it back, at least for now. But this will eventually just sweep northward and get up into upstate New York and New England. And it's going to hang around for a while. We're probably not going to see improving weather conditions until Saturday overall for much of the northern mid-Atlantic states and on up into New England because of the way this system is tracking. So just want to take a quick run through here of the upper air because some very interesting things are happening short and long term. You see the big low that's there in the upper atmosphere near Minnesota. The old plain storm is still there. The primary just stayed too strong for too long, and that's why the coast is dealing with rain here and not snow. Well, that's going to finally start to move eastward. We're going to see colder weather come in behind this storm over the weekend and into early next week. It's going to be dry, but we have a strong trough that's going to be diving southeastward later next week and more energy behind it. A lot of the models are throwing in the possibility of it not only getting significantly colder late next week, but also the possibility that we could see some storm development here along the eastern seaboard. At least that's the way the European played it last night, as did the Canadian, and the GFS model did the same thing both last night and today. So it does look very dynamic for later next week. Whether it comes to pass or not remains to be seen. Always, when you have a lot of working parts, what it looks like it's going to be 7 days from now may turn out to be something slightly different. So, if you're a snow lover or winter weather lover and you're looking for a big snow at the coast, might be a little patience is required here. No guarantees from the management. So here's our storm. The secondary develops. You see the blue with the snow in Pennsylvania, upstate New York, and into New England. The low gets to just east of the New Jersey coast Friday afternoon. So another 24 hours from now, and then it just takes its time as it moves away to the northeast. And then Saturday, we get into some improvement, and Sunday, it's going to be on the breezy side. Temperatures are going to be chilly. I'm suspecting that we're going to see readings probably not out of the 30s by day, maybe even lower than that in inland spots as we work through the weekend and into next week. And then we'll see what happens with that Arctic high that you see here next Wednesday sitting up in the Dakotas, and then a storm off the coast that tries to develop. One low goes out, but then a second low gets going as that energy swings around, at least in the world of the overnight and some of the early dayside models that we've seen today. You want a white Christmas, this is going to be your chance if it happens. So if that's what you want, keep your fingers crossed. Weather in 5, brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York. 631-756-1125 is the telephone number, and the website is omnitruevalue.com. So another system to look at tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show. And we hope to see you there at the usual time, 7:35 Eastern. We'll go over everything that's going on now and take you through what's the next couple of days as this storm pulls away. And we'll talk about some very cold air in the long range and the possibility that maybe we might have some more storminess to deal with down the road. So have a great rest of your afternoon. We'll see you tonight at 7:35 on my YouTube channel.